How's it going? Wooden Spoon Supercoach here. Round 4 is done and dusted, and it seems like every week we just keep getting more questions that need answering. There's a lot I'm deciding on this week, particularly around Brian To'o, Jenkins. Like, I can't believe I'm considering bringing Jenkins in at 750k. It's just ridiculous. I managed to take the crown this week, 1239. Pretty happy with that score. Just pipped Mac, only just. It could have easily gone the other way. How was your week, Mac?
Good week, good week. Got my first win in draft, so I'm happy with that. And it was close. It came down to updates, but JC pulled through for me. So what do you know? My first pick and second pick actually did good and scored points, and I'm winning some games. So let's go.
It does.
Yeah, Drinky did all right as well. I still have Drinky in draft. So
Oh, nice. Oh, of course, yeah. And honestly, people that held Drinky now, it's probably corrected itself a little bit. It's still a little bit of a hit, but if you did manage to hold fire and not get rid of him, I commend you for that. No bets for the prize pool this week, unfortunately, so we're still at $816. Don't forget to leave your bets in the comments for this weekend of footy coming up. You can also leave them on the next video we post once teams lists are out. So don't forget to get those in.
Lucky Flat Out Footy put up so much money for that prize pool, so that it's still up there. Because missed on all the bets this week, folks. But yeah, also Flat Out Footy. Shout out Flat Out Footy.
Yes.
Go to flatoutfooty.com. Check it out, folks. Rugby league board game coming out this year. Check it out.
And yes, Flat Out Footy does bring us the prize pool starting at 750. All the other money that's been made up is thanks to your guys' good work. But yeah, shout out to Flat Out Footy. Very good to have it, what's the word I'm looking for? The collaboration going strong, and it's been fun. So yeah, to be in the running for that prize money, the code is 899247 for the group league. 1 entry per person. There's a bunch of rules and stuff. I'll flash them up on screen real quick. Bang, there's the rules if you haven't seen them yet. We'll quickly move over to our ranks and stuff because that's probably something we should do as content creators. Which one did I put it in? Nope. Yeah, cool. I'm on fire today. So it feels like the great correction is starting to happen. I started the year at, I think I was at like 90,000th or something in the rankings. Pretty much everyone who's put a whole lot of time and effort into planning at the start of the year has had a pretty rough start. And I think we're finally starting to see it turn around a little bit with lots of green arrows. For both of us, we're not too far apart from each other in the grand scheme of things this year, so it's going good.
Yeah, good head-to-head battle between us, that's for sure. Yeah, look, 46,000, not the best, but not the worst, considering I started about 106,000 in week 1 with Drinkwater. So, yeah. But look, happy to see the green arrows still going up, even with that relatively low score, I guess, with 1230. I was probably hoping for a bit more, like a 1250 or even, around 1300. Seen some big teams out there, and there was lots of scores on the cards this week. So, would have been better to pick up a bit more. I went away from Jenkins in the last minute. I got cold feet.
Yeah.
I went to Holmes, and now I missed out on his huge score and also the cash generation from Jenkins. So, bit of a bummer with that. But let's hope that Holmes, has a stronger average over the next few weeks still and repays me there, because he was one of my targets from the early season.
It's crazy to think that when we get to the Panthers game, we will be talking about whether we can still bring Jenkins in. Spoiler alert, probably not, but we will talk about it because there might be some team makeups where it might be a bit more realistic. Only 60 points in it for us this year so far, so looks like it's going to be quite a neck and neck race for us this year. It'll be exciting to watch.
Good stuff. Let's go. And Cleary versus Hines.
Yeah, that's it. Cleary versus Hines, and well, not Drinkwater anymore, but yeah, lots of little battles.
Let us know in the comments, folks. How'd you score this week? Are you ahead of us? Are you behind us? What's the dealio? I'm about in the middle of the group league at the moment, so I got a way to go to catch up to the top dogs.
Yeah, I would say that we're sitting probably just slightly over par. We were saying before we started recording around 225 feels about right for par. So if you're anywhere in that ballpark, you're probably seeing some green arrows. But yeah, fingers crossed you guys managed to do pretty well. We'll move over to the games now. Gonna have to do a little cut there. Starting off with the game, I watched about 45 minutes of and then went to bed because I couldn't handle it anymore. It looked so promising at the start and then we just crumbled. But
Looked good for about 2 plays.
yeah, about 2 plays. It literally, was it the first play we scored? It was the second play. Second play we scored and then it was all kind of... Yeah, when a game starts like that, especially as a Manly fan, I just think like, okay, something weird's going on here. It's not 2021. We're not going to run away with it and win 66-6 like we did against the Bulldogs that time. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had an early try put me on edge like that. I knew that it wasn't good. It was a bizarre feeling. That being said, Turbo and Kohler still managed to keep doing the job. Kohler, I don't think anyone's really been thinking about bringing him in just with how Manly look. If Manly were performing a bit better, if with the new coach going forward, we start to see them do a bit better, then maybe we can start talking about Kohler. But if he keeps putting scores up like this, he's going to be 800k and just not really going to go there. Turbo, on the other hand, I think there's more of a conversation to be had around him. 727k. I thought he was a bit cheaper than that. So now that I've said that, he's probably a little bit expensive now. So yeah, for Manly, there's really not much doing.
Yeah, I probably won't go near Manly just because they just don't look good as a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if they were maybe in a couple of weeks, if they show some promising signs or something, then I could look at somebody like a Kohler or a Turbo. Maybe Olakawatu, but at this point, it's a no from me.
Yeah, and I can't argue against it, unfortunately. My biggest hope at the moment is that the boys were playing like shit on purpose to get Sieb sacked, and now that Kieran's at the helm, they're just going to start running riot. That's pure cope. They're professionals.
Copium so hard.
Yeah, they're professionals. They're doing their best.
Robert Toyer, you thinking about it? I mean, he's got a -5 break even.
Yes.
So
he's
only 630. So it's the buy. The buy is the killer.
Yes, it is. Definitely not a this week play, but he's kind of like a guy that I would like to see in my team. I just don't want to pay 650k to get him there. I can definitely see him getting up towards the Jenkins price over the next few weeks. He's been pretty solid this year. He hasn't had any low scores. With the buy now and the price and everything, it's just a bit awkward. I don't know if I'd be going there myself. Yeah, definitely not this week. Maybe we'll come back to this next week. If, again, though, it's 650k, I'm going to say no.
Yeah. All right. Unless he's your way ticket to somebody else, maybe. We going next game?
Yeah, for sure. I think, if we get like a Herbie injures himself next week or something, and then you can easily slot him in, then yeah, sure. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Warriors and Tigers. Tanner Boyd just keeps doing the damn thing. And he's far too gone now. He's going to be 850k next week. So that ship has sailed. If you went there, well done. Congratulations. You've got balls. Don't buy Tanner Boyd for 750k. You might make 100k out of it. But is he going to maintain scoring? Is he going to maintain his price with the... I mean, yes, he is. If we're going off the start of the year, he will just keep doing it. Tanner Boyd, I don't think he's going to keep scoring like this and keep his price up there. I think there's a world where you buy him in hoping to get that extra 100k and it just flips and he starts hemorrhaging cash. It's too risky, and it's also too luxury to be making those moves at the moment, I think.
Yep. Too risky for me. I think at the end of the year, he'll average 70 or something at best. And that means there's some low scores coming to counter out these big ones. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't trust it.
Honestly, I'd be... If he was to score 70s for the rest of the year, I'd be like, yep, lock him up. But I would think that maybe Metcalf sort of eases his way back into this team and they start to share that role a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe it is just Tanner Boyd's team now and he's kind of proven that. But yeah, I can't recommend anyone going there personally. Jackson Ford with a 60. Adam Dewey, yeah. Fuck Jackson Ford. Let's go to Adam Dewey. Let's go straight to him. What a man. My God. Are you going to be looking at getting him? Does your squad allow it?
No, probably not. Look, I'll get a second gun halfback at some point, but I haven't made enough cash yet, or I don't have enough in the bank to be looking at two gun halfbacks just yet. But yeah, definitely on the radar. Looking good. Tigers looking good. Adam Dewey's looking to run the ball a lot. I think that these like big, strong, hard running halves are the way to go with the new adaptation to the six agains and stuff. The ruck speed is really fast, so if they can, get off the front foot and be a threat running the line themselves, that's when space opens up outside. And if the defense is looking for that pass, then it creates a little bit of space for somebody like Dewey or a Hines or a Campbell, or even a Cleary to run through. So I think running halves is going to be the way, and Dewey is definitely shown that he can do that. He's a strong ball runner. So yeah, he's looking dangerous, and the Tigers might be the real deal.
I hope so. It'd be good to see them do well. With Dewey, so yeah, he scored 112, massive, gives him a break even of 33. I'm not quite sold on him as a buy because there is still like the injury history. Tigers are far from proving themselves as consistent, even though we are liking what we're seeing so far. Looking forward to the Origin period as well. Tigers also miss round 12, the first two major buy rounds, so he's not going to help you there at all. And if you are bringing him in soon, you probably would want that to be sort of like a longer term hold. And if he's not going to help you in the Origin period, that's probably enough for me to veer away. But in saying that, I do think he'll get some pretty nice scores in the short term. So if you do want to go there for a short term play as a flyer, maybe just grab the cash and run. I don't know. I feel like I'm too on the fence to be decisive about this one. So I'm just going to do that and sit on the fence.
He looks good. He looks great as a second option. He could be a gun all year, I think. Macassini, you holding?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
If any of my center wingers were going to go, it would be Sedu 2. Unless he gets named again. Hopefully he does so we can get that bit more cash. But yeah, him or Feimani, they're just... The cheapy centers were looking really good at the start of the year, and none of them managed to kick on and make us a heap of money, which is fine. We're all in the same boat. But yeah, Macassini's the one I've got more confidence in. And he's got a better matchup this week as well, so I may even look at sticking a reserve on him if I need to. Alex Twal, though. I genuinely might be going Payne Haas to Alex Twal this week. If Haas isn't named, that is. If he is named, obviously I'll keep him. But Alex Twal has... Let's just have a quick look at these scores. He's gone 67, 69, and 97 without a single try assist, or line break. That's just all tough work, those points. And that's what I want in my front row. So if I can net myself like 200k, pick up Alex Twal, not have to worry about Payne Haas for the foreseeable, free myself up 200k to do something else, I can't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cheap. Front rower at about that sort of 550 price point. You'd probably make a good chunk of money. I don't think it's a long-term hold, though. I mean, he does look good, and the Tigers do look good, but yeah, I don't know. Like, surely he's not one of the top-tier guys when we get to the end of the season, put it to you that way. The jewel's nice, so yeah, look, it makes sense. I can get behind it. I could see him being pretty highly traded in this week.
I think as well, it's a nice little band-aid fix for this Payne Haas situation if he isn't back this week. Flip him to Twal, let Twal make some money rather than Payne Haas losing money, even though he's not going to lose money because he's not playing. But yeah, it could be just as simple as swap him in for Haas, and then when Haas is good, swap him back, and then you just net all that money and maybe some decent points along the way. So I'll be having a very good look at that. Although
Cool.
in saying that, I have just brought in Jackson Ford, so maybe I chill out on the forwards a little bit and just ride it. But yeah, 60 for Jackson Ford, absolutely fine. No complaints from me. One of, an 80, 90, one of those bigger scores he was getting prior would have been very nice for the cash injection, but a 60, I'm not going to complain at all. He's doing exactly what I want him to do. Who else have we got over at the Warriors? Aaron Clark's been a bit disappointing. Metcalf, 28. Halasima with the 28 as well, so that's that kind of rocks or diamonds coming through. It's been mostly diamonds for Halasima so far this year, but a 28 is likely week to week, so if you were on him, you've done very well riding the roller coaster so far, but you've hit that first little dip, I like my team better without Halasima in it.
Yeah, no from me.
Just quickly, what is Jackson Ford's break even? 54, yeah. So Jackson Ford, he has
Bubble missed.
stabilized a little bit. Bubble missed, yeah. He'll go up a little bit more, and then he'll probably start to bleed a little bit of cash because I doubt he's going to get multiple tons back to back again. So, Dewey covered, 12 covered, Macassini. That'll do it. Let's move
Huge win
on.
for the Tigers. Well done, lads.
Yeah, massive win for the Tigers over in New Zealand. We've been saying this
Yeah.
whole time that they're going to be really tough to beat over there. So, yeah, good on you to the Tigers.
Yeah.
It's good to see them do well. Broncos and Dolphins. You'd be
Let's
pretty
go.
happy with this one, even though you can't really lose in this game because you love both of these teams.
No, Broncos my first team, so
For sure, yeah.
had to cheer for Broncos. Also had Walshy and Carrigan, and they both did great, so I'm happy. Also faded Herbie, very scary, but still around that sort of 80 mark. Yeah, definitely want Herbie in the team. Pretty happy with Flegler coming out and scoring 50 off the bench, which is good.
Yeah.
Cobo, a bit disappointing, 44. It's not
Yes.
through lack of effort. They just can't seem to get some space going on that left side right now. But yeah, look, really happy with like Willison off the bench, starting in this one instead. He did a great job for me in draft, so that was great. The flick pass from Tolti, absolutely amazing. Flick
Oh,
pass
yeah.
offload, so good. Jermaine Osako though is like top scoring the center wings in the Dolphins so far this year. Has a better break even and a good price. Like serious option if you're looking to go away from Herbie, but he does bank on the Dolphins scoring and himself scoring, whereas Herbie, that 80 points is basically in base and power. So yeah, like I definitely want Herbie in my team because if he picks up some attacking stats, he could, or a double or something, he could score 150 easily. So, and they got Manly this week, I believe.
Yeah.
Herbie, serious target for this week if you haven't already got him, but he's about 40% owned. So I think a lot of people do.
When do they play? Because he is genuinely a VC option if it's early. Oh, Thursday. Look at that. VC on Herbie. That's pretty bloody easy. Beauty. On Osako, it's I think we mentioned this last week. He's gonna go on these runs where he scores these big tons. He's gonna score a few 40s in there as well. It's just not really what I'm looking for, but owners will be pretty happy at the moment because he's averaging pretty highly to start the year. Fine Fuiaki is another one of these guys who is still in the buy conversation just because his break even is still low. 621k is probably as much as I'd be happy to pay for him. Definitely wouldn't want to go any more than that. Would you be looking at Fine Fuiaki this week?
The price is just a bit awkward, but I did wonder like going Fermor to Fine Fuiaki or something because Fermor's been underperforming for me, and is like leaking money in comparison to making money. And honestly, Fine Fuiaki has been in better form on that right edge off Katoa. It's looking dangerous, picking up attacking stats. Like he just looks hungry, so he looks willing to offload and stuff as well. This right side back row is doing work. So yeah, look, I have thought about it. But I just don't know. It just feels a little bit sideways. Like it's like a correction trade at 600,000. So I don't know. Like maybe I just hold Fermor and try and save trades. Like it's a bit of a uncertainty at the moment. Probably don't have to make any trades this week, but I kind of want to get a couple guys that are performing, underperforming out of my team. So maybe they are sideways trades to somebody like this who makes another 100k, and then I have to pivot to somebody else anyway. But yeah, maybe. I've got him in draft and I'm absolutely loving him. Honestly, he's a proper workhorse. So he's great out there. But yeah, I wish I got on last week or something.
Definitely. Hindsight's 2020. I think in your case, I would say that's probably fine. Going Fermor to him. Like if you're like, would you say you'd be looking at moving Fermor on anyway?
It's kind of awkward. Like it doesn't let me achieve much.
Yeah.
Like I want to upgrade in my center wing. Like I'm pretty happy with my forwards, but I need to upgrade in my CTW, and it doesn't really free up much cash unless I can go Fermor to somebody cheaper. It doesn't free up a lot of cash for me to make moves in CTW. So there's not really anybody that's like cheap that I want. Like there's people like Lasardi and Cashman and stuff that are cheap with low break evens, but they're just not going to play for a few more weeks, and they kind of would just be taking up space on the bench just for the sake of banking cash. So I don't know. Also, Sasangi, I think, is a really good option. I'm sure we'll get to him. But yeah,
Yes.
like I've got him in draft and he's doing incredible things. And he has that dual position, which could enable me to, bring him into CT dub instead. And then next week I can move him up into the second row and use some of the cash generated at second row to get myself an upgrade in center wing. So yeah, it's a bit tricky, but Finifuaki, I could see it, but realistically I'm trying to save some cash and downgrade to somebody, but there's nobody really there, so I might end up just holding firm, or I'm honestly not sure yet about my trades for this week.
Yeah, I've got like a couple in the pipeline, but there's so many different ways I could go with it. But yeah, Fino Fuiaki is one I'd really like to see in my team, but I think only if you're getting rid of someone who you were going to get rid of anyway. Like, have it be you need to get someone out as much as you need to get someone in, not just I want this guy, so this guy's going to have to make
Yeah,
way.
I was thinking that Fermor was on the block, but I just don't know if it's worth it because he could come good as well, so he's proven, I just don't know yet. Yeah, but
Um,
yeah. Oh, serious option. I think Asako, Finifuiaki, Avarillo, Herbie, Amma. I think, yeah, they're all good options. The top 5 on that list are good options. Mac Plath's due to get that dual position as well, coming out with 55. Should be getting Hooker added to him this week, so good option there. Break even's a bit high though. Like he's not going to make money, but maybe in a week or two, his price will level out and he'll have a big game, and we'll be able to get in and get some flexibility in the hooker too or something like that. So Max Plath on the watch list. Yeah,
yeah,
look,
Plath
yeah,
does look
and
like
then
he's pretty close to bottoming out and stabilizing. So I think he'll, even in the next sort of 2 weeks, I reckon he could be a pickup.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, Broncos Walsh is going to be great this season. I'm stoked to have Walsh in my team. He looks fired up. So
Yeah.
Katoni Staggs, Battle of Brisbane. Probably should have anticipated this and not traded him out of Chloe's team, but Sasangi scored 97, so I kind of got away with it.
You lost a whole
Um,
point there.
yeah. But yeah, look, Sasangi's a weapon. We'll get to that. But yeah, this was a good win by the Broncos. Honestly, a bit clunky from the Dolphins.
Yeah, a little bit. And just quickly on Stags, there's definitely going to be some newer to Supercoach players who look at him and be like, "Oh, yes, let's jump on him." He'll do this and then he'll score 30 next week. So hold
Well,
fire
he's been
on
pretty
that.
consistent to start the season. He's fired up and they are
He
getting the early
has.
ball and stuff. So, and he's not afraid of the hard work. And yeah, I don't know. He actually could be a smoky this season.
I'd
But
need to
yeah,
see
I
it
mean,
for a bit longer. Because
yeah,
for a while we've seen like those sort of 2-3 game stretches where he goes and does it. But to be fair, it's been maybe we'll revisit Katoni Stags because
yeah,
that would be very vibey putting him in the team.
yeah.
Bulldogs and
Next,
Knights. Um,
yeah.
I didn't watch this game, so I can't comment on eye test type of stuff. Mostly looking at Fletcher Sharp there. Did you happen to get eyes on him?
Yeah, Sharp was all right. Uh, Took a bit of a knock to the knee, bit sore, but yeah, he was dangerous. Honestly, all I can really say out of this game is that the Bulldogs' attack is atrocious. They
Yeah,
can't seem to be connecting anything. They had great opportunities and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and they just got skinned by Dom Young a couple times, and yeah, like mad effort from Phoenix Crossland as well. I'm sure you've seen the pictures getting around.
oh
Had his
yeah,
nose
the
broken and
schnoz.
then kept playing, and yeah, mad effort. But yeah, look, I don't know. Crichton, very disappointing. Crichton, 36 points. Like, as somebody who I was thinking was going to score above his price, it's not good. So it's a bit of a bummer. And it looks like even the Bulldogs don't know where they want him to play. Is he six? Is he center? Is he fullback? Like, what's his deal? Like, they obviously want to get him the ball more often, but they can't pass it out to him. So now he's switching in, going inside. I don't know. All of that switching around though, it just benefited Matt Burton because nobody was sort of looking at him. Everyone was looking at Steve Crichton. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's. I swear, ever since they signed Galvin, their attack has been really clunky and just clunky in general. Like the defense has always been pretty good, but I don't know. It just seemed like they didn't need to fix the team, and then they fixed it, and now it's broken again. So
I don't know. Kickow and Preston were both like all right. They had some good efforts. But yeah, I don't know. Like line running of the back rowers. Yeah, there's something about the attack that's just not clicking for the Bulldogs. It kind of makes me want to fade all Bulldogs players in the same way I want to fade Manly players. Like they just don't seem to be clicking in attack, and that's what you need to score SuperCoach points. Kiraz was looking strong again though, so that's good. Yeah, like hopefully can. If I was going to get anybody on this team, it'd be Kiraz. I might even get rid of Crichton. I was planning on upgrading Crichton to Kiraz, but I might have to get off the Crichton train and get somebody else in, like Sasangi or something, in the meantime, and work my way up to Kiraz, or even just Sasangi could be a season hold at this rate. So
Yeah, for me with Kiraz, it's like I'm not too stressed not having him, so I'm not really missing him.
yeah,
And it's just a little bit scary with all these little niggles and stuff. That conversation hasn't really died down around him. And like still 86 in a pretty lackluster Bulldogs team, still a really good score, but I'm not dying to get him in, so I'm probably happy to just let him go for a little bit. Dom Young, 108, 49 break even, 600k. I think maybe last week, if you went there, that's probably the last week it was a good trade. 600k for Dom Young when he has a very, very low score in him, like a -15 low score in him.
his base has been better this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just
He's
tainted
he's
from his previous
he's a
years.
flyer.
Yeah,
He's a flyer. I reckon he's viable, but it's just around that sort of 600k. At least he's making money. He's doing better than Steve Crichton at this point.
yeah,
Honestly, it's one of those sideways trades that like I could do, and he'll make money, but probably not enough to be worth it. So I don't know. Dylan Lucas, but 86 with a sin bin.
yeah, he made up for that with
Like,
that
yeah,
that try.
so definitely a
Um,
target.
the Knights are going to be a serious team once Ponga's back, you'd think, if they manage to get it all going, because they haven't really slowed down after losing all these players, and they've gone and beat the Bulldogs, and yeah, good
Yep.
on them. After all the slander we were giving them all year, now it's Manly copying the slander. So
Well, I wasn't saying the
good on
Knights
'em.
were going to get the spoon or anything like that. So
I can't remember who I
I've
said
been
for the
saying
spoon. I might
I've,
have.
I've been saying Manly since the start of the year. Let's go.
Nah, we don't
Yeah,
do
look, at this
spoons.
point, I'm still fading all nights except in draft. I got picked up Saifidi, pretty happy. But yeah, look, Dom Young, Dylan Lucas, good options. Dylan Lucas, great option. Dom Young, good option, I guess. Fletcher Sharp, I'd wait and see a couple more weeks until he comes good.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah, Fletcher Sharp is just one I'm very keen to trade in just so I can. Well, he's not a very set and forget kind of player because he does find his way to an injury pretty often, but he's a whole lot better than Cody Walker and Jonah Pezzett, so I'm going to look to get him in. I think that pretty much covers it for this game. We'll move over
Yep.
to Panthers and the Eels. We've made it to the Jenkins conversation. So, he is 782 fucking K. My God. Negative break even, set to go up another 72K. So he's going to be 850K next week. And I don't really see any signs of him slowing down, which is terrifying.
Look, I'm thinking I got to get Herbie or Jenkins this week.
Yeah.
And Jenkins is like, if it goes wrong, or even if he comes out and scores 20 or something, then I just pivot to Herbie next week. He's still going to go up in cash. Otherwise, he could just be a season hold on the left edge of Penrith. He'll just look relentless, I don't know. It's tough. They have a bit of a tougher matchup this week against the Storm, but yeah, Jenkins does look good. He does look good.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even that concerned about the Storm matchup. We saw a
No.
little chink in their armor. We've seen that they're not invincible this year, and we haven't seen that yet from Penrith. And
Yeah, but they've lost 2 in a row. They're going to fire up. That's all.
yeah, that's
But
true.
yeah, and they know that Jenkins is a target, and they have big wingers that are big, strong wingers. So yeah, like I don't know if anyone can shut him down. It probably could be the Storm, but still, like yeah, jeez, you kind of want him, don't you? I had him in my team, and I ended
So
up
did I.
going for
Ugh.
Holmes, but I hope Holmes could still pay off in the long run. But yeah, the Panthers just look so good. How many Panthers can we have?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, how many do we want? Obviously, we've got Cleary, we've got Jenkins, maybe
Look,
McLean.
I got none. I'm fading Panthers.
Those are probably the only three I'd want, to be fair. Dylan Edwards went low. Like, the points just... The points don't really get concentrated in many areas. They get concentrated around Cleary and around Jenkins, and then just whoever happens to be around those guys.
Yeah.
If you are thinking about bringing him in this week, if you've got the money, the matchup isn't great. It's probably as bad as the matchup gets for Penrith.
But then their run goes good. It goes
yeah.
soft soon. It goes soft soon. So it's Jenkins is honestly a serious option. I'm seriously considering it. The thing is, like, I went against my gut to get a proven gun in Holmes last week, and now it would be going against another proven gun in Herbie to get in a Jenkins this week. So yeah, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to stick with the proven guns and not jump on the Milky bandwagon. But yeah, I don't know. It's a scary fade. It's becoming more scary than Herbie.
Yeah, God, it's like the opposite. He's the complete opposite to Herbie. Herbie scores tons doing nothing, and then Jenkins has to score 4 tries, but he just manages to do it all the time.
Well, he only got 2 in this one, but that's 4 games in a row that he scored 2 tries at least.
Yeah, and he got a try assist as well for the only other try that wasn't scored by him. No, I'm thinking of
when are they?
Storm.
Are they? I don't see them slowing down. Like, I don't see how he stops scoring. Like, I
think by our next upload on Wednesday, I'm gonna just have a deep dive on Jenkins, on his scores in previous years, just so we can see what we can expect that floor to be if he doesn't score a try. Like, how bad could it get? Yeah, big decision coming there. But yeah, I had the captaincy on Cleary, 117 cheering. Normally that's the top score, but Jenkins is in this team, so no. Casey McLean, anyone who held on to him, you'd be happy. I think last week I recommended going McLean to Jenkins. You'd probably rather save the trade, honestly, and cop the 112, but going forward, you'd probably want Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins had a bigger price jump and stuff anyway. It's great. Yeah. It's fine. And basically, I'll be getting off all Eels. Like, I don't think there's any Eels worth having. Nyongi took an injury. He was the only one that was kind of looking good. The back 5 are like okay, but there's probably better options. Yeah, like in the forwards, same thing, better options. Pezzett, if you haven't already, you'd be got rid of him. Then I'd be looking probably trade him on soon. Like, for anybody that's got Purdue and CT Dub, like, just move Purdue up into your 582 and trade Pezzett on, upgrade your CT Dub while he's making money. Then again, like, he was nearly ready to score negative points in this game, and he turned it around. So, like, there's definitely no urgency to trade him, but I don't think he's going to be like a season hold in that position. That's what I'm saying. But yeah. So pull the trigger when you're ready. But yeah,
it'll be a week by week basis on Pezzett, I reckon. I reckon he's got maybe 2 or 3 more weeks max.
Yeah, when it works for your team, then do it. But, like, even if you have to hold him a bit longer because you've got other things that are more important, then, like, it doesn't matter if he fluctuates a little bit. I wouldn't be messing around wasting too many trades there. But yeah, like, he still probably has, like you said, a couple more weeks of little price changes in him. But if he's your ticket to somebody else, somewhere more important, then I'd do that. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, basically, get rid of all your Eels and get Jenkins.
Get Jenkins and get rid of Toto. He's out of my team this week. 21 for him. He's only lost 35k, which is bizarre because it feels like he's been very bad. So yeah, Toto owners, time to go.
On the block.
Yeah, he's on the block. He's on the block. He hasn't lost too much money, which is good. 30k is, Jenkins made that in fucking 5 minutes last week. So, it matters, but you can cop that one on the chin.
Probably have to get Jenkins.
Yeah,
probably gonna do it.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I wish I could get Herbie and Jenkins this week.
Is this going to be just the turning point of the season where we're like, it all just comes down to Jenkins? Yeah, we'll release a Jenkins special episode later in the week where we just talk about him for an hour because we probably could. Cowboys and Storm. I fell asleep at halftime at this one and did not expect to wake up seeing the Cowboys winning this one. So good on them. SuperCoach relevance. Braden Burns, not many people are going to have him. Drinkwater, 93. Not many. I wonder what his ownership stats are now. 93 is good. He's balanced out his break even. Yeah, he's 4% of teams. So that is a mega pod if you've held on to him. So you'd be happy with that. Clifford, not really Supercoach relevant. Lukey with a 78. He's very good again. Another guy I wish I just started with, but I don't think I'm going to trade him in for 500k. Break even at 24. He's got plenty more money to make. Stay holding on to him. Purdue's doing well. Probably want him in your 5'8 slot over your center wing slot. I don't even know if I would want him if he didn't have that duel, to be honest.
I think he's like one of the best 5'8s. He's got to be top 3. Wouldn't be surprised if he's up the top. Yeah, there we go. He's number 2.
Yeah,
The only
put him
5'8 that's
just
scored more than
behind
him so far is Trindle.
Trindle. Yeah, right. So not
Yeah.
even Munster. Interesting.
Yeah. And then Jake Clifford, funny enough, is actually ranked 3. So Jackson Purdue and Jake Clifford both ahead of Munster at the moment in the points for the season in the 5'8 position. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Well, I definitely thought Purdue had the potential. That's why I started with him. So
talented guy.
But yeah, he's good. He's good. Drinky's good. Clifford, I can see it. He's hungry. He looks hungry. He's a good option, I reckon. What's he priced at? Where is he?
Yeah, Clifford's been great.
A bit awkward price, but he could be really good. Yeah, look, a bit disappointed in Tua Kamano. Just brought him in for this week, and then could have just run with Flegler instead and saved the trade. And Flegler scored 50, so bit of a bummer there. But regardless, Tua Kamano should pick it up in this week. So yeah, maybe he'll come out and average higher than Keon. That's all I care about is he averages higher than Keon. Otherwise, yeah, Munster a bit disappointing as well. For anyone who started with Munster, it's been a bit of a slow start. Yeah. Moses Leo as well. He's a dud. He is a dud. I'm glad I didn't start with Moses Leo.
Yeah, to think I was like freaking out about not having him in round 1, and now I've come out the winner because I never had him. So that's very lucky. On the topic of Storm center wings, Will Warbrick, we were talking about him quite a lot in the preseason, but neither of us just ended up going there. 560k is a good price for a Melbourne winger that is in form. He's got a break even of 6.
Well, he started at 400k, which is why we were talking about him. So, yeah, but low break even, definitely viable. I actually thought about doing this as like a ticket to somebody else because like I haven't really had enough cash generated yet.
Yeah,
I'm in a bit of a tricky boat. I might just have to save a trade and wait for more cash to come in. Yeah, like he could be, somebody that you flip. Bring him in and then flip him out to somebody in a couple of weeks, or he could be a bit of a season hold, like he is playing on the wing for the Storm. So
that's it, and he's definitely not going to Origin or anything, so he'll be safe during that period. Just gonna have a quick look at the Storm run. So obviously they've got Penrith coming up, isn't great. Then New Zealand at home, Canberra away, South at home, Dolphins away, Tigers at home, Parrot away. So their draw opens up quite nicely as well. After this Penrith game. Could Warbrick be the next Jenkins? Probably. He's not going to score a ton this week against Penrith. I seriously doubt it. But then going after that, after the Penrith game, he'll still have that massive ton in his rolling average. I'm starting to like him better as a trade-in this week than Jenkins.
Yeah, not me.
Not a fan?
If I'm going to choose between those two, just the fact that they're playing against Penrith and Penrith are Supercoach killers and they just lost against the Cowboys who suck at defense. Like I don't see him scoring many points this week. If he does, it's all in base.
That's a good point.
Yeah. If it was next week, then maybe. But yeah, no, I don't think so. Not against Penrith. I'm not trading in a guy that's just about to face off against Penrith unless he's a match like proof, season hold.
Well, his break even is long enough where he could eat a bit of a shit score this week and then still be a decent-ish buy next week. So we can just revisit that next week, I guess.
Yeah. But then that 135 is already rolling out,
Yeah.
Still.
But then the draw softens up, so I'll be keeping an eye on him, I think.
Happy with Palongo. Yep, Hughes is great. Grant's great. Joe Chan, fine. Yeah. Everyone else, fine.
But a lot of low scores here for Melbourne. Just a lot of 20s and 30s, which is...
Yeah, they didn't do much.
Yeah, they were certainly off this
game.
They were
gassed. It was too hot.
Yeah.
Too hot for Melbourne.
You'd think the Storm would be used to that. They're basically a team full of Queenslanders anyway.
It's too hot.
Too hot. Raiders Sharks. So I'll let you take over because this is your guy.
Sasangi, he just looks so dangerous. So basically, when he runs the ball, he looks to bust at least a tackle and get an offload away, and then offload might even eventuate into a line break like every run. So he's like a Herbie. He seriously is like a Herbie. So not only that, he is defensively really solid. Barely misses a tackle. He shuts down a lot of point scoring opportunities. Yeah, he's just a beast. I love him. And he's got the duel. I think I need Sasangi in my team.
That's the
Nico.
biggest selling point for me is that duel. That is a tough duel to come across.
Yeah.
Dylan Lucas has lost it. Bo Fermor's lost it. So very, very handy guy to get in your team.
You switch out one of your, mid CT dubs, bring in Sasangi, right? And then in a couple of weeks, just pivot him up into your second row. And then you've got a gun, passing, kicking CT dub in your second row. Scoring tons every week. Like he literally kicked the ball more than was it weeks when they ran out that side. Like it was just crazy. Like they would get to he put in 2 grubber kicks for like what was it, the forced restarts and stuff. Sasangi, seriously.
Yeah,
he's a weapon. He can do everything.
You can see he's in my team. I've got him in for Toto.
Brought him in.
Yep. So I've gone Toto to Sasangi. That could become a Jenkins or a Warbrick or whatever. It's just more of like a placeholder trade. All I know is that Toto is out. I haven't decided on who's coming in yet, but Sasangi is the front runner. Yeah. And hearing you gas him up week after week, it's tough to say no.
Bro, he's earned his spot. Timiko's playing reserve grade. Like, you can't take him out. He's too good. He's just too good defensively and attack. He's just insane. Nico Hines, 100 points. Happy with that. Just the running halves. They just make things happen in this kind of rule set, the way the game's working at the moment. Another one of those games where both halves from the Sharks scored well. I think that the way they link up off each other makes them both good running threats because they'll link up on both sides of the field, creates an extra man in a lot of their overlap plays and stuff. So, yeah, look, the Sharks' attack actually looks good, and that's why these boys are popping off every couple of weeks. Nico Hines just more consistent for it, slots over the goals as well. Although he missed a sitter, I'm pretty sure in this one, like a proper sitter.
That's one of the worst misses I've ever seen in my life. That was
so. Yeah. But yeah, Hines, happy with that. It's the Hines versus Cleary battle all year for you and me. So I'm sticking with Hines. Won't bring in Cleary. Otherwise, yeah, probably nobody in the Sharks really that relevant. Colquhoun with a 62, you'd be stoked. I think we both have especially here underestimated Colquhoun. I thought he was going to plot wrong at like 40 or something. He's passed out a couple of 60s now, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Noah Martin, happy with the 62. Looks really dangerous. Playing 80 minutes, making heaps of tackles, nearly busting the line. Yeah, like this is basically his floor. 60 points. So yeah, happy with Noah Martin.
Yeah, wasn't he just an absolute godsend? Right when we needed him, right where we needed him, and he's just an absolute beast.
See, I was thinking about bringing in Tamale, but he's more than Sasangi, and he doesn't have the duel.
Yeah. And Tamale's been good, and he's got the low break even. I just don't know if he's been good enough for me to consider him at the price. And with Sasangi in the conversation, like, yeah, he's got 100 there, and he's backed it up with an 84, but there's also a 40 and a 52 right behind it. So Sasangi's the clear option.
I think he was just getting his feel for the comp in like the first couple of weeks, and now he's back to tackle, bust, and beast mode.
Yeah,
Tamale. Honestly, like I kind of want them both, but yeah, just can't have. How many Raiders can you have? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably one or the other. I'd bring in one or the other, but seriously, consider Sasangi. Like if you're not considering Sasangi, consider him. He's cheaper and he's got a duel, like a very nice duel.
Yeah, I think Sasangi's probably the go in 99% of scenarios there. I think. Yeah, and you basically own that now. Like you've been on him since the very start, since round 1. You're like, this is Sasangi guy. So I'm riding him for you in that way. I want him to do
well. I didn't bring him into my team. I brought him into Chloe's team, and I've got him in draft. but I don't have him in Classic yet. I need him. I'm getting him this week.
I think, yeah, you got to make
I
that
think,
happen this week.
yeah, I got to get hit, but I don't know. Maybe I need a boost just for the heck of it, just so that I can get Sasangi and like a
Sasangi
Herbie
boost.
or a Jenkins or something like. I don't know. Yeah,
Time to
I got to find
stack
a
the
way to
center
make
wing.
cash. I might have to ditch Payne Haas and go down to like a cheapie to generate some cash and just like load up on Sasangi and Herbie or something.
God, it'd be nice. I just want to touch on Trindle quickly. I'm pretty sure I would have said this last week. Like, yeah, big score, but the time will come where it's, the 75th minute and he's on 14. So if you're banking the points now, good on ya, but it will come back to bite you and just be ready, is all I'll say.
Right,
I'm
just
looking at you, Tom, in my fucking head to head league. He had him. I managed to beat him this week but I really thought Trindle was going to do me. So yeah, shout out to Tom if you're watching.
yeah, he'll average like 50 or 60 for the year.
Yeah,
He's not
something
going to
like that.
average 90 or something. Hines could average 90, seriously.
If you can play him
With
on the
the
right matchups, then fair enough,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
can't be bothered with that. Kale Liro has bought himself another week for me.
yeah.
65 is just enough for him to not lose a heap of money. He's lost 80k at this point. Um,
That's
it's
right.
it's been fairly steady, the how consistency of how he's lost that 80k, so I'm not worried too much. He's not going to come out and score like a 20 and lose 50k in 1 week. So I get to just kind of keep an eye on him. And it's only going to take that one score if he manages to get a double, which he was very close to doing in this game.
Yeah, yeah. He
Um,
nearly scored 2 or 3.
yeah. So we've seen the Sharks start to go back to that side now, which is enough for me to leave him there and deal with the other issues in my side. I don't think I'll be selling him anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think that
Titans,
about
Tigers.
covers it. Yeah, go over to the Titans Tigers. That's not the Titans Titan. No, it is. Wait,
Titans, Dragons. I
Titans
said Dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, the
Oh,
Aramaho special. Let's go,
what
bro. I was
a
loving this.
guy.
Aramaho running off Jaden Campbell, and I had Campbell in draft as my captain. And Aramaho obviously been on him since the preseason when I went to watch the trial game against Melbourne. And oh man, this was great. Kinney again. I thought Kinney was going to finish on -10 or something like that because he was just getting smashed in the first half, but then he came out and did all right. Bo Fermor, a bit disappointing. Valentine Holmes, a little bit disappointing, but the Dragons, they just didn't have enough going through the middle. I don't think they missed the catch from boys too much, and
Yeah.
yeah, even though the Titans made a stack of errors, the Dragons still couldn't get it done. So it was a bit of a sloppy game, but yeah, happy to see the Titans bring it home and get the first win of the season and the first win for my draft team, both on the back of Jaden Campbell. Let's go.
Yeah, God. Campbell is a super coach option that I think I've picked him. I've had him in my team maybe once or twice in my like 5 or 6 years of playing. And neither of those two times were good. And he's just one of those guys that I can't bring myself to bring in because I've seen so many 20s and everything. And whenever he's against me, he seems to be on 20 with 20 minutes left, and then he finishes on 97. It's just,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
God.
weapon.
I
He's actually really good. He just accumulates.
Yeah.
And again, he's one of those running halves. Like he will run. He's strong in the contact. He's sharp with the footwork. Like he'll get line breaks. He'll get line break assists. He'll get tries. He'll get try assists. Like he's a very active half. So I think honestly he was a bit out of position in this game because last minute they decided to switch up and put AJ into centers and bring Lachlan Ilias in. And I don't even know if I think Ilias was playing halfback with like 19 on his jersey or something, and Campbell might have been playing 5'8". He just didn't get as much ball as he wanted, I don't think, at certain times. But then in the second half, he started to run again, and it just started to open up gaps outside him. So yeah, he's extremely dangerous. He is like the Nico Hines alternative, or maybe realistically, I want Hines and Campbell. Campbell's the halfback two that I want. It's just a matter of how do I get there.
Yeah, I think my I think my biggest thing with Jaden Campbell is just how much do I want to invest in the Titans? And
Yeah.
but the thing is, he keeps doing it. He's been at the Titans for the last however long, and he keeps doing it there. Imagine if Storm signed Jaden Campbell or something like. Wow, it would be crazy.
Well,
Um,
it's funny you say Storm. He's like Hughes. He was a gun fullback that is now taken the running game and the support play of a fullback into the halves position
Mm,
and has learned how to dig into the line, create space and ball play really well. But underneath that, he still has the constant threat of himself being able to just run straight through. So, yeah, he's extremely good. I just think he's underrated. Jaden Campbell. There was a lot of hype about him in the preseason, and for a reason. And
yeah.
like last year, he was one of the top scorers in position. It was, yeah, like he was great last year, and he's going to be even better this year. So yeah, the Titans need him. That's another thing. Like I've realized with the crappy teams, like because most of you want to be targeting good teams like Penrith or something, right? Teams that are going to score well every week. But if you are targeting the crap teams, you want to target the guys that are like the big dogs at those teams.
Yep.
Like anything good that happens at the Titans happens around Jaden Campbell. So that's why he's key. Same for something like the Tigers, even though it's a bit rough to say that they're a bad team at the moment because they've been playing really good. Everything good that's happening at the Tigers is happening around Adam Dewey.
Mm.
So that's where like these big dogs like are serious options.
Um, anyone still holding on to Tino? You probably just got to get rid of him at this point. 44. He's lost 130k. He's not going to stop. Yeah, just bite the bullet and get rid of him.
I'm going to go against what you're saying and say that Tino is fired up. He needed this win. He still had a stinker, even though he came out trying to prove that he is needs to improve his form. I think he is about to turn his form around. And if you've held this far, then I would suggest sticking with him and trying to make that money back because he will pick it up this season. So
How
yeah.
much of it though do you think he's actually able to pick up though, and how much of it is like
Well,
coaching and how he's being used?
no, I think a lot of it has been that he's been distracted. He's just had his fourth kid, right?
Four.
Literally earlier in the week or
Jesus,
something like
calm
that.
down.
So I have a feeling that, with that and the preseason and everything that's been going on with the Titans and that he's probably just been like a little bit distracted, a little bit undertrained or something, and he's going to come into form. He came out determined last night. Oh, sorry, whenever it was, Sunday. He came out determined, yeah. And he'll bring it back. He will bring it back. He wants to be the big dog there. He just is going to find his form again. I don't know. Like it's a bit of a coin toss. I'm not as convinced as you to get off. If you've held this long, then I feel like it can't get worse. Only up from here. You may as well hold on to him, because if you trade him out now, then you do lose that
Yeah.
150k. So
And he
yeah,
has already lost most of the money he is going to lose.
yeah,
So
can't get
damage is
worse.
done at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, pretty happy with Leilua from the Dragons from this one. I think he actually played 80 minutes this week, which was great. Would have been nice if he picked up an extra attacking stat also, but this is good. This is like their floor for these 80-minute back rows at the moment in my team. They're all scoring sort of 60 points at least, which is why I'm sort of disappointed with Bo Fermor here getting outscored by the cheaper Leilua. Yeah, really good. Jaden Sewer as well. Like yeah, he is the more creative out of the two with the offloads and stuff, and I think that reflects in his higher scores week to week. So Jaden two is a good shout for sure. Atkinson, yeah, I don't know, didn't make much happen in this game, to be honest. Bit of a bummer.
Yeah, if you can't score 20 against the Titans, who are you going to score it against? Like, yeah, glad I don't have that problem to deal with.
I think it's because he's not one of those strong running like halves. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's looking to pass almost every time because he's a bit smaller. And yeah, maybe if he was playing 5/8 and he was out the back of the halfback that was taking the heat first, and maybe that would give him more opportunity to run or something. But yeah, I just don't think that sort of type of halfback is what you want for a Supercoach team this year. I think you want like a big, strong running halfback for sure. Nathan Cleary, not really big, but strong runner. So yeah,
Yeah.
somebody like a Hines or a Dewey, or a Nathan Cleary, or if they're small like a Tanner Boyd, they've got footwork and speed, and they're still running. You need halfbacks that can break the line themselves this year.
Yeah. And with that being said, I think naturally it's time to start moving away from the cheapy halfbacks. I mean, Atkinson, how do you even do it? What's he worth? 311k, so he's gone up a little bit. Their ceiling just doesn't really look like it's there. And I think we do want to start getting towards some gun halves sooner rather than later. So say you're a Payne Haas owner or something and you happen to be kind of okay for depth in the forwards, there's a world where you could downgrade a Payne Haas to a Cleary or a Hines or a Dewey or whatever. I think it would be smart to kind of push a bit more funds into the halves now, and that's probably what I'm going to start looking at for upgrades in my team moving forward. That pretty much covers it all.
Update on my trade plans. Probably Crichton as Sasangi, and that's it. That's all I know for now. I don't know if I can do the Payne Haas to Milky Jenkins or something like that.
Yeah.
It's possible. If I bring in Sasangi, I can trade out Haas, move up Aramaho, move up Sasangi, and get whoever I want. So it is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sasangi, he's in my team. Lock him in.
Yeah, I'd say he's pretty locked into my team as well. I think I can pretty much lock in that trade, Toto to Sasangi or to some other center wing. Probably Sasangi though. And then the other question for me this week is if I need to do anything or if I can save that trade. Hopefully I can, because I haven't saved any of them yet, and it's getting a bit scary doubling up every single week. So
yeah,
fingers crossed. But yeah.
All right, GG's. See you on Wednesday for the team list and proper trade plans and stuff.
Sounds good. See you then. Catch ya.